Black Ops 3 video, and I know I haven't released a Black Ops 3 video like I said I would have, because I couldn't be bothered. I just really cannot be bothered. But the reason why I'm wanting to load this video today is because I want to talk about Star Wars Episode 7, which I went to see yesterday, and this is going to contain spoilers, so I'm also going to leave that down in the titles, just so if you haven't seen the movie and you don't want anything to be spoiled, then you can not watch this video, obviously. But if you don't care, just continue watching. But I want to talk about that I thought Kylo Ren, the bad guy, was a disappointment. I mean, I'm probably going to get a lot of hate because, you know, a lot of people have been saying he's a brilliant bad guy and that, but he's just basically a new version of Darth Vader. I mean, if you want me to prove it, I can. So he wears a mask which changes voice. Darth Vader has the same. He wears all black. Darth Vader does the same. And the not philosophies, but the things that make him really similar to Darth Vader is the fact that he's a corrupt Jedi. Anakin, corrupt Jedi, became Darth Vader. And Kylo Ren was a corrupt Jedi because, you know, he was training onto Luke and he turned bad, but he wasn't a full trained Jedi. That's the difference. So he wasn't fully trained. You could tell he wasn't fully trained. Because the big bad guy who took the role of the Emperor or something like that said he needs to complete his training. And then the last part, instead of it being he's the father of the good guy's the father of him, so it's kind of the opposite. So it's basically Darth Vader but slightly modified, if that makes sense. Which, I mean, we've seen it all before. We've seen Darth Vader before. Just bring somebody completely new in. Don't have anything that's exactly similar to Darth Vader or anything. I mean, we've seen it all before. We don't want to repeat. And also, to be fair, the movie was a disappointment because, I mean, before I went, I saw a spoiler-free review, and then the review said that it was so close to that it was a really good movie, and it was like, well, it was really good. I'm not going to say it wasn't bad. It was bad. It was really good, but they were saying it was virtually like. It was so close, so similar to the originals. So going then, I was expecting something exactly like the originals. It wasn't. I mean, the action scenes were very thrilling. I mean, the CGI in it was really good. The acting in it was really good. The new characters were really good, but it just wasn't like the originals. That's probably what made it disappointing for me. Is I was expecting it. I mean, at first I was expecting it to be a disappointment, but then when I saw that review, it said it was something like the originals. My thing has changed, and I was expecting something to be exactly like the originals, but it wasn't that close to the originals. But anyway, and also they killed off Han Solo. But that's what even made it even worse for me. I mean, come on, it was like one of my favourite characters. But yeah, it's a bit of a pointless video, but you know. And also, Kylo Ren just felt like. And also about Kylo Ren is that he just felt like a worse version of Darth Vader. The only thing that made him more intimidating than Darth Vader was his voice. That's it. But I mean, I'm gonna be honest. And this is all coming from a proper hardcore fan of like the originals, and I like the prequels as well. I can watch the prequels and get enjoyment out of them. I don't just do it just because it's all full of bad dialogue. I mean, the acting isn't that bad in it, but I think I've really explained that and stuff. Why people on other videos about why people I don't know. Yeah. But I mean, he just feels too similar to Darth Vader. I mean, like, yes, I know Darth Vader's his granddad because Leia's obviously his mum, and Han Solo's his dad. But I mean, Leia's like Darth Vader's daughter, so he's going to be his grandson, but that doesn't mean is that why they made him similar? I don't know, but I just wanted a different bad guy, somebody as cool as Darth Vader, but you know. And then that big smoke guy, whatever his name is, I don't even know his name. I think it was Smoke. I don't know what his name was. I mean, he was pointless. Didn't even know the point in him being there. I mean, it was just like a big cloud of whatever, just trying to take the role of the Emperor. I'm like, it's just like that's why he also had like an emperor person who could command him what to do, which also made him feel more like Darth Vader. I mean, when you've got a new bad guy, you don't want him to feel similar to the bad guy that you've had previously, do you? I mean, if you look at the difference between all the bad guys who are in the, if you compared all the bad guys who are in the originals and the prequels, I mean, they all felt different to each other because, you know, they just, I mean, you didn't know much about them, but they felt different to each other because different ages, what they look like and all that. But you know, Kylo Ren just looks too similar to Darth Vader, and he sounds. The only thing is that he sounds more. I've said that, but you know. But it wasn't a major deal in the movie. It was just a bit disappointing because they're all advertising him like a great bad guy and that, but he's just a copy and paste of Darth Vader, except he can take his mask off. I mean, and I might as well talk about the movie since I've done talking about Kylo Ren or Ben Solo, I'm going to call him as, but I might as well talk about a different point in the movie. There was comedic scenes in it which I liked, but I don't want to talk about. But I don't want to feel like a reviewer. And I also think they could have. I don't know. I've got mixed feelings on Luke because, I mean, what they've done is kind of perfect. Just leave him in at the end, so you can get a glimpse of him, so you have something to expect for episode 8, which I like that. But just like every Star Wars fan, I just wanted to see more of him. You know, I just wanted to see him in action. I was expecting to find him halfway through, and then after that huge, what is it called? I don't even know what it is. It's just a copy of the Death Star. Really, it's just like a more advanced version of the Death Star, but worse. After they blew that up, I was like, yeah, they're not gonna find Luke Skywalker. They find him like 30 seconds, and I'm like, oh, I've got to go wait till episode 8 to find the next one. To see some more of Luke. I mean, what I don't understand though, the way he's holding the lightsaber out to Luke, and he's just stood there looking at his lightsaber and his father's lightsaber. It's just like, you look like he was expecting it. I mean, come on, if that was me, the first thing straight away as soon as I saw it, I'd be like, where on earth did you get that from? I lost that down a huge hole on Bespin. Where on earth did you get that from? That'd be what I'd like, because I mean, it's never seen ever again in the original trilogy after that, until somehow just some random midget ant-looking person who's a friend of Han Solo's just somehow magically finds it. What? It just makes no sense. But yeah, it was. I mean, the action scenes were good. The CGI and stuff were pretty good. I mean, I've already said that, but you know. I mean, you really. I mean, I'm just criticizing it. I don't know. Just because I was expecting more. I don't know, but you know. But I mean, it was a pretty good film. I mean, I got to watch it a couple of times for me to actually not be disappointed about it, because I know what to expect. But if I didn't see that review thing, and they said it was virtually exactly the same as the originals, I would have been fine with it. I would have been like, yes, this is a pretty good movie, but as a fact I was expecting it to be like the originals. At first I was expecting it to be a disappointment, and if I was kept on expecting it to be a disappointment, my opinions would have changed, because it was a brilliant film. I'm not gonna lie. But you know, that I can just see a great trilogy to come up. I could just be seeing 2 more movies just completing a really great trilogy without Han Solo. I wonder if they kill off any more of the new characters, of the old characters. Just kill them off one by one. That'd be so disappointing. I also can't wait to see like the spin-off movies, if you know what I mean. So yeah, and also what disappointed me was the whole Empire thing. I mean, we knew the Empire was coming back, like with the teasers and stuff, but it's. I mean, I've mentioned this before in an earlier video, why I thought it was going to be a disappointment. I mean, come on, that's so unoriginal. The Empire. I mean, come on. Of course, in episode 6, they're not going to show the entire Empire being destroyed, because that'll just be like all over the galaxy, and that'll cost a lot of money and stuff. But you could tell just from blowing up the Death Star, killing the 2 Emperors. No, not the 2 Emperors, Darth Vader and the Emperor, and then taking down some of those Imperial Star Destroyers, and then they flew away. I mean, if there was halfway through a battle after that was blown up, they wouldn't be flying away, would they, if a Star Destroyer shooting out? No, they'd still be flying back, so they'd die if they flew away. I mean, they'd probably fly away to get out of range of the battle, to get out of range of the explosion, but overall, I mean, otherwise those would have been destroyed, wouldn't they? I mean, those were clearly destroyed because they left them alone as I was flying to Endor. But anyway, I mean, that was like just a disappointment, the fact they brought them back. I mean, maybe you could have brought them back as them trying to rebuild. Like, cause I mean, it was only like what? It took place like 20-30 years afterwards. I mean, if you've got like a strong rebel alliance with Luke Skywalker, Han Solo, well, except Han Solo and Luke Skywalker left, it was only Leia that was left with them, and C-3PO and R2. They left the rest of them left the rebellion, but you know, strong. It was pretty strong. And I mean, they just rebuild like that. I mean, what's up with that? Just because, you know, you can't think of any bad guys. I mean, it would have made sense if there were like, if there was a couple of people who were like, I mean, yes, obviously they wouldn't have destroyed the entire Empire. It would have been like what, a couple of hundred soldiers left, not many. But I mean, that would have made sense if there was being rebuilt, but they were struggling. Because I mean, if the Rebel Alliance, well, in the 7th movie they're called the Resistance, were building up, were there, and they somehow managed to build the weapon inside the new Death Star weapon inside the planet, inside a Hoth system. It looked like a Hoth system. I'm just going to call it a Hoth because they never told you what system it was built in. It was actually built in a planet. I'm just going to think it's Hoth to look like Hoth. Built on because it was all snowy and rocky. They built inside that. Wouldn't they have been aware of it and stopped it if the rebels would have been in control? I mean, if there was like the First Order struggling to be rebuilt, I would have been fine with that. I would have been absolutely fine with that. It's just the fact that, you know, there's just rebuilt, like, we've seen the Empire through 3 Star Wars films. I want to see them struggling being rebuilt, not just being rebuilt, not just seeing them rebuilt and then being as powerful as ever, with the Rebel Alliance struggling. We've seen that in The Empire Strikes Back. As the Empire struggling. Come on. No, not the Empire, the Rebels struggling. Come on. Anyway, I'd like to hear your thoughts on Kylo Ren and what disappointed you about Star Wars Episode 7. And I'll see you in the next video of whatever I make. And have a Merry Christmas and peace.